What's up, YouTube? It is your boy JB, and I'm here today with a review for Real Housewives of Atlanta Season 12, Episode 21, titled Moving Up and Moving On, you guys. So without further ado, let's go ahead and just jump into this episode, okay? Alright, you guys, so we're going to start this episode up and we're going to discuss Eva. Much like this entire season has been, Eva has no storyline. I don't know what happened with Eva this season. Um, I really don't know what happened with Eva this season. And I like Eva. I'm a fan of Eva's. I've been a fan of Eva since America's Next Top Model. Um, but this season she just hasn't brought anything. I don't even really think she brought anything last season, to be honest with you guys. But the fact that she went at Marlo when she read Marlo so much for filth, I think that was a good spot about the good thing about Eva. But other than that, no storyline. So Eva's packing up her house, and I don't understand why Eva got so upset with Nene, who said she wasn't bringing it to the show, because unfortunately, you're not bringing it to the show. Now, like I said, Eva, she's packing up, she's moving out of her condo into her home. Um, so we then do see her. She's at her new house. She's outside in the front yard. I was like, I do remember her when she did do that. I saw it on one of the blog posts. It might have been on one of those Housewives Instagram pages where she was that showing the front of her house. I'm like, wow, you're bold, because your baby daddy is a piece of shit, a crazy piece of shit at that. So then Cynthia comes over. Cynthia comes over, and they just talk about things. Eva tells her that Marley's sperm donor wants to change her name. Since Marley's last name has been changed to Sterling, he wants to change it back to McCall, and he wants full custody of her. I hope no. I mean, I can't imagine any judge giving that nigga full custody of that child after what happened at the courthouse with him and guard. Yeah, I can't imagine no judge giving him full custody. I wouldn't even give that nigga shared custody. Hell, I wouldn't even give him temporary custody. I wouldn't even give him custody of a rock collection. Like, no. And then they also discuss Kenya and her situation, which I'm gonna talk about Kenya in depth in a few minutes. So we're gonna hold off on it right now, but we'll get into that Kenya situation in just a little bit. But let's move on, you guys. All right, you guys. Next up, let's talk about Sin. So Cynthia, she's at the Bailey Wine. Is it the Bailey Wine? So I don't really know what it's called, you guys. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section below. But she's got Mal there. Well, actually, Mal works there. I think Cynthia said Mal manages the place. So they're talking about the days that it's open, and Cynthia wants it open on a Wednesday. I think Cynthia wants that thing open 7 days a week. But if you guys have the same people working, you know, if you have the same staff of people working there, those people do need a day off, Cynthia. And I don't know how Cynthia didn't know anything about giving people a day off. People are not going to work 7 days a week. No one wants to do that. Like, no one's going to work 7 days a week. I mean, they're over. First of all, Cynthia, have you ever heard of something called overtime laws? That's a lot of money, because that's what you would be paying, is a whole lot of overtime. But, whatever. So Cynthia also is telling Mal that Noelle is out there in LA. So Noelle is no longer at what school she's going to, y'all? Howard? I think that's what she was going to. So she's no longer at Howard. She's out there in LA with Mike. Everyone's together in LA except for Cynthia. So Noelle is actually going to an audition. She auditioned for a role in the Salt and Pepper biopic, which that's coming out pretty soon. Um, so then Cynthia's talking about her and Mike, how Mike wants her, how he's like, Noelle is here, but you're not here. So Mal asks her, so what's the situation? Like, you guys have your dates set. I think it's 10/10/20. I think that's when they're supposed to get married this year. So she's like, so what's gonna happen? Or like, you gonna move out to LA? Is Mike gonna move here to Atlanta? What's gonna be the situation? Cynthia is not quite sure. Um, that would be interesting to see. Cynthia could possibly move to another LA based franchise. I don't see her fitting in too well with the OC girls. because those are some bougie women. Actually, we don't even know who's on OC this season. I think so far with OC that's returning. I think Gina's returning. I think Gina's returning. Bronwyn's returning. If you guys don't watch OC, you might not know who these women are. But Gina, Bronwyn, um, Shannon. I think Shannon's returning. I think Kelly's returning. I think Emily's returning. I'm not positive. I don't know. I actually don't know who's returning for. I know. I think I remember that Bronwyn. Actually, I saw Bronwyn on social media when production crew was at her house filming. So I know Bronwyn is back. But I just don't think, especially with the OC girls, I just don't see Cynthia fitting in with the OC girls. Now the Beverly Hills girls, that one would be an interesting. That would be an interesting one to see. I mean, we do know that Garcelle is on there. Will be on there currently. But the Beverly Hills girls, their drama is so stale at times, and it's just like I don't really know. Like I'm kind of skeptical about reviewing Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. The only reason that I'm gonna be reviewing it, is because of Garcelle, because I like Garcelle, and we're gonna see how that goes. But yeah. So Cynthia's just not sure where she's gonna end up at. But if Cynthia's not on Real Housewives of Atlanta, I would say get your ass out there to Los Angeles, because there has been some rumors going around, which is we don't know how definitive these rumors are, but the rumors are that she and Eva will be getting demoted, but they haven't even filmed a reunion yet, and the season hasn't wrapped. So their pickup letters haven't gone out in the mail yet, so we don't know anything just yet. Now there is one Atlanta-based show that we kind of know some information about, which I probably won't talk about that at all in this video. Actually, I'm not gonna talk about Marriage to Medicine at all. But let's move on, you guys. All right, you guys. So next, let's move over to Porsha. So Porsha is at home. I love little PJ. PJ is a whole mood. Like she's a mood. Because if you just look at her face, PJ be like, I ain't here for this shit today. Like she be looking at Porsha like, Mama, what the fuck you got going today? I ain't feeling this shit. Speaking of Porsha, you guys, so I'm filming this after Insecure has gone off, and I'll be doing that in just a little bit. But shout out to Porsha. She got a small role. I don't know. I don't know if it's gonna, on Insecure. You guys know on Insecure they do like a TV show within the TV show. So this year it's a show, and I'll talk about that in the Insecure review. But it's a show about a girl that Latoya, I guess she went missing, and that the family don't know anything. And Portia's playing Latoya's best friend in her interview on her. So shout out to Porsha and congratulations to Porsha making big moves, girl. We see you. So she's talking to Dennis, and this whole situation with Dennis, I'm just sitting here looking at him with a confused look, like what the fuck? Because he's talking now. I understand him talking about this commute that he has to do from, I think they're in Duluth, and I think he has to drive to Atlanta. Now I don't know how far Duluth and Atlanta are. Actually, yes I do. Yes I do, because I've been to Duluth. I've actually been to Duluth when I was in Atlanta. I went to Duluth, so yeah, it is that is, because when I visited Atlanta in 2011, I believe it was. That was a long one. That was a good commute to go out there to Duluth. I don't even know what the fuck I went out there for. I don't remember. I think I was just sightseeing. But yeah. So yeah, I mean, I guess I'll give him that. It is a commute. It definitely is a commute. But he's talking about that, and he's also talking about the fact that he's not wanting to move his stuff back in, because he's already moved it out and he doesn't want to move it back in. And I'm just like, have you forgot why you moved the shit out in the first fucking place? You moved the shit out because you got caught cheating on Porsha when she was pregnant with PJ. But we're coincidentally forgetting that shit. Is that what we're doing? We're forgetting the fact that you cheated on her? Cool. Not cool. But I'm like, he's sitting here playing a victim, but you are the one that cheated on her when she was pregnant, but you want to act like you don't know what the situation is. Make that shit make sense to me, my nigga. So then they start talking about, he's talking about people asking him about the wedding, and the fact that, the wedding was supposed to be on, January, on New Year's Day. Hello, nigga, you cheated. And she found out about it, so she called things off with you, and you guys got re-engaged, which you should have brought her in the ring. Just putting that out there. But if Porsha likes it, I love it. At the end of it, what I want for Porsha is I want for Porsha to be happy. And that's the same thing that I want for Kenya. I want for Porsha and Kenya to be happy. You guys got your beautiful baby girls, and you two have two ain't shit niggas. Dump them niggas, move on. I'm pretty sure you both are both gorgeous and beautiful women. There are plenty of men out there that'll be, lining up to date you. So what I want for Porsha and for Kenya both is to just be able to say, hey, and you both have daughters. You got to be able to say, do I want my daughter to see this and think this is what love is? If you say no, leave. If you say yes, figure out a way to make it work. But Porsha got mad at Dennis about this whole wedding thing, and it's just like he's being so nonchalant about it. Now, when it comes down to Porsha, what I will say is, I feel like Porsha is wanting to have this wedding. I feel like Porsha likes the pomp and circumstance about things, and I feel like this wedding more particular is just for her to get all dolled up, put on her, her dress, and, be in front of her friends and family and say, I do. Because you could go to the courthouse or the justice of the peace and get married, but I think Porsha wants the pomp and circumstance of the wedding. If she does want that, there's nothing wrong with that. But that is just one day, and that's not what marriage is all about. It's not about the wedding. It's what happens the day after the wedding and going forward to make your marriage long and lasting. But let's move on, you guys. All right, you guys. So let's discuss Nene. So first of all, I want to bring up how many of them white shirts do Nene have? Like, damn, every time you turn around, you see Nene in one of them white V-neck shirts. How many of you guys see this? Speaking of Nene, she had her song released today. I don't know what the name of it is. I don't really care what the name of it is. Team Nene, I'm not knocking her in this song. I just have no interest in it. Keeping it 100% real in the buck with you, I just don't have too much interest in it. I don't really have too much interest in any Housewives songs, to be real with you, because most of them are trash. I think the only housewife that has a song that I fuck with is Erica Jane from Beverly Hills, because I think she does a good job with her music. But other than that, most of them are trash. Most of them are trash. I can name to you pretty much all of them that I hate. I hate Luann's song. I hate every song that Luann does. I don't know who the fuck told Luann she could sing from New York. I hate the song that Melissa Gorga did in Jersey. I hate Tardy for the Party. The Ring Don't Mean a Thing. Kenya's song that she did, when she first came on the scene. Who else had a song? There's a lot of them. And I hate every last one of them. Ashley from Potomac, hate her song. I hate all Housewives songs. So, yeah, keeping it at that. Like I said, there's only the one housewife that I fuck with, and that is Erica Jane. Now, the scene with Nene, I really wish they had kept this scene with Nene. I will say that Nene definitely looked good in that outfit. She looked good. No shade to her on that one. Can't knock her at all. Her body looked amazing. But they could have kept that scene with her and Greg. Did not want to see them in bed, in their bedroom, nothing like that, unless they're fully clothed and having a decent conversation, and I get it. Nene and Greg has been through a lot in the last year. I'm not knocking that, but again, nobody asked to see that bullshit. Not one person. But, yeah, we're gonna move on from that, because it really wasn't much with them either. All right, you guys, so let's talk about Kandi and Todd. So Kandi and Todd are gonna, Todd was on FaceTime with Kandi because he's planning this baby shower, and the baby shower, I think it's on a movie lot, on a movie set, I think, something like that. I can't remember. I don't really care too much to remember. So I want to talk about with Kandi and Todd. So they spoke about this on last week's episode of Speak On It, which actually came out earlier this week, I think on like Tuesday or so. And they talked about last week's episode, and Kandi kept saying, because Todd was just talking about how he felt about it. He's not upset about the fact of her doing the acting or even really the sex scene more so specifically. What Todd was upset about is the fact that Kandi, yes, so what happened is Kandi was in Chicago filming The Shy. She came back on a day that they weren't filming. And when she got back, she immediately got booked by Don Juan to do, the Rock Nation brunch, which I said it wrong last week. The Rock Nation brunch, and she went to Porsha's event. Todd's whole thing was, you come home, you don't spend any time with your family, but then you go out and do this other stuff that you didn't get paid for, because she didn't get paid to do that Rock Nation brunch. It was just for her to network, which she didn't need to do that. I mean, there's nothing wrong with networking, but spend time with your family. That whole Porsche event, when Todd said that she didn't get paid, I'm like, but that's part of her housewives friend. That's part of her housewives money, so she will get paid for that. That's part of her housewives contractual duties of being available to film with the ladies. And that was a group scene. Although everyone wasn't there, I think the only person that didn't show up was Eva. But Eva had just had a baby, so I don't think they would make her come. But who knows? But yeah, that's Todd's whole thing, is the fact that it's not the fact that Kandi is working. It's the fact that when she came home, she didn't spend any time with her family. She immediately just went here, went there, there. So that's what the issue was. And I don't really know why they needed the therapist, Michelle, at all. I don't know what they needed him for. Because you guys know what the issue, you guys know what your issues are. Your issues in your marriage, it's really more so time. You guys don't make enough time for one another. And I think with this whole, Miss Girl, I think that they're now forced to spend time with each other and have that time with one another. And I think it might be good and beneficial for them. I just think when it comes down to both Kandi and Todd, they both, if you guys got to pull out like a day planner and be like, okay, so today is this is the week of what is the week it is? This is the week of March 13th, right? I think. I don't know what days it is. I don't know what day it is. I've lost track of everything. But just plan out like, so, okay, tomorrow's Monday. So I'm free between da 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 and da 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 da. What time are you free? Well, I'm free here. Okay, well, okay, so you free right there. I'm free here. Oh, can you move this back? Can you push this up? Like, you guys gotta plan stuff. I know it sounds kind of crazy, but you gotta plan. It's all. I mean, that's what life is. You gotta make time for the stuff that means something to you. And I mean, they gonna make it work. They talking about parenting. Now, I'm not gonna speak too much about the Kayla situation because I don't. It's not. It has nothing to do with me, and I don't feel like speaking on it. To be quite honest with you, Kayla's a grown ass woman. If Kandi wanted to give her some, I will say this: Kayla's a grown woman. If Kandi wanted to give her money for her birthday, now mind you, she and Todd got into it. If Kandi wanted to do that, that's on her. That is your money, not yours. And well, I mean, it might be yours and Todd's, but more so specifically, it's your money. And then I will say to Todd, because Todd was talking about it and speak on it, and in the episode last week, that he's trying to work to prove to people that he's not what the girl said, what season was that when she said that Todd was on the come up, who isn't on the come up. And I feel like people discredit Todd, but Todd was on Real Housewives of production. He left that for Kandi. He did Hollywood Divas on TV1. So y'all leave Todd alone, please. And Todd, stop worrying about what people think about you. We know what you've done. Let's move on. All right, you guys. So let's discuss Kenya. So we see Kenya. So Kenya goes over to Moore Manor, and she and Kenya are talking. They're catching up. She's talking about the filming of The Shy, and she's talking about what I just mentioned a few minutes ago about the fact that she came home. She was there for 2 days, but while she was there, she went to Porsha's event. and she went to the Rock Nation brunch and Dr. Jackie's event. Now, two of those things don't have anything to do with Housewives at all. Now, Porsha's event was Housewives, but the Rock Nation brunch and Dr. Jackie's event, that's just something that you just freely going to. So me and Kenya both understand why Todd is upset at her. Um, so then Candy does that broke up cry. I'm trying to be everything to everybody. I just don't understand when it comes down to Candy. Like, you try to be everything for everybody. Like, why? Like, the other people in your life that have kids or that are grown, they are adults. You don't have to take care of no grown ass person. Only people that you got to take care of are your fucking kids. Your kids that you birthed. That's it. Nobody else. You don't have to take care of your mama. I mean, we want to take care of our parents, but that's not our obligation to take care of our parents. Our parents' obligation when they had us was to take care of us. Now, when we get older, when we get older, and when we do better for ourselves, we absolutely want to help our parents. But that again is not an obligation. We're not obligated to help our parents. Now, we should want to, like I said, we should want to take care of our parents. But that's not something that we're obligated to do. So Kenya is just telling, like I said, Kenya's on Todd's side. She tells Kandi, and Kandi says that Todd is working. She says, okay, so Todd is working. Why don't you go surprise Todd? What does he like to eat? What is his favorite food? She said a salad. Okay, well, why don't you go get him a salad? Take it to him at work. Hopefully he's going to eat 2 salads. I was like, ooh, Kenya, 2 salads, huh? We know what you, well, I'm going to shut up. We know what you like, but does Mark like that? But speaking of Mark, they discuss Mark. So, Kandi asks, well, how are things between you and Mark? And, Kenya says that there's no change in their relationship. And Kandi says, well, is Mark still blocked? She says, yes, he is still blocked. Well, that's probably why y'all ain't talking, because he's blocked. So yeah, that is a good one. So then we do see this scene where Kenya is being like super duper dramatic. So Kenya is in her closet, and she has all of her clothes and Mark's clothes, and she's packing up Mark's clothes. I'm like, those clothes look like super brand new, but I'm not judging. So Cynthia comes over to help her as well. Um, Now Kenya said he spent time between Atlanta and New York, and I was with Cynthia. When? When has Mark been there? Because earlier in the season you were complaining about how Mark spends more time in New York than he does in Atlanta. Now that's my confusion when it comes to Kenya. What's what's the truth? What's the truth with her relationship with Mark? Her and Mark, because this episode she makes it seem as Mark spends half of his time in Atlanta, half of his time in New York. But early in the season, Mark was never around. And then the fact that now here's the other thing that kind of confuses me with Kenya. Kenya and Mark are still, they're not together, but they're still trying to make things work out. And I can't understand that at all. I don't understand why Kenya would want to make something work out with someone who, number one, he treats her like crap. You don't have contact with his family. And then you said when he talks to Brooklyn, he doesn't talk to Brooklyn with you around. It's the nanny. I'm sorry. I just couldn't do it. So the same thing that I said with Porsha, I want for Kenya. I just want those two to be able to be, if they're not going to be with these men, be strong enough to be the strong, independent mothers that I know you two can be. I know you don't want to be that, but you might have to be that. Both Kenya and Porsha. But you guys, that was Real Housewives of Atlanta. Be sure to like this video. Leave your comments, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell notification button so you guys know when I drop anything else. Share this video, and until the next one, you guys, peace out.